Hello everyone, I am Metallic Minty Pony, and I am here to read My Little Mommies by 3 Power. And this is an amazing fan fiction. I just find it awesome, and the cover art is adorable. Probably going to put the cover art in the video. This is one of those fanfics that you just makes you light up when you see that it's updated. It is in progress, it's not finished, but by the rate that I read things at, it might be finished by the time I'm done. But anyway, I'm really just waiting for my computer to load so that I can bring up the story. Okay, it's loaded. Is it working now? I had to skip and my microphone stopped working for a moment. Okay. Time for starting. My Little Mommies by 3 Power. The description is, on a request from Princess Celestia, Twilight Sparkle and the rest of the main 6 explore an abandoned mansion located deep in the woods. While doing so, they unwittingly stumble across an enchanted mirror that scrambles their DNA and pops out 3 brand new bouncing baby ponies. Hilarity and drama ensues. The main 6 must cope with being suddenly thrust into motherhood, as well as protect their new foals from a dark god that wishes to use them for his own sinister gain. It's marked as comedy and adventure. Chapter 1, The Mirror. That's taking forever to load because my computer sucks. Anyway. The heavy oaken door slowly creaked open as Twilight Sparkle quietly crept into the mansion's ornate entrance hall, the light from her horn illuminating the otherwise dark room. Rarity gently tiptoed in right behind her, glancing around at her surroundings and wrinkling her nose in disgust at the layers of dust and cobwebs that had built up over the building's years of disuse. Behind her, Pinkie Pie happily bounced into the room while Rainbow Dash glided in overhead through the open doorway. Finally, Applejack fully entered the room backwards, dragging along with her a stubborn yellow pink-maned Pegasus that was digging into the stone floor with all 4 of her hooves. As Fluttershy's nose crossed the threshold, Twilight reached out with her magic and gently shut the door. "For the last time, Shy," Applejack said as she spit out the other pony's pink tail, "this place ain't haunted." You don't know that," Fluttershy defiantly mumbled to the floor. "Yes, I do, 'cause there ain't no such thing as ghosts. Now, empirical data inconclusive. Future study is needed." "Oh, for Twi!" The purple unicorn stepped forward. "Come on, Fluttershy," she implored. "The existence of ghosts aside, I'd rather make it back to Manhattan before sundown. I don't like the idea of going back through those woods in the dark." A terrified squeak was the Pegasus's only response. Twilight rolled her eyes and bent down next to Yellow Pegasus. "Hey, Fluttershy, look at me," she said gently. Fluttershy hesitated for a moment, but in the end she lifted her head and looked Twilight straight in the eyes. "Listen, I promise you that as long as we're in this mansion, no ghouls, no ghosts, nor anything scary or surprising is going to jump out and scare you." "Twitch! Pinkie screamed out as she rushed forward and tackled Rarity, who shrieked in surprise as the 2 of them crashed into a pile of dusty furniture that was stacked up on one side of the hall. Moments after, right where Rarity had been standing a second before, a chandelier fell from above and crashed into the stone floor with a deafening bang, scattering bits of crystal all across the entrance hall. Twilight and Applejack could only gape before turning their gaze upwards from where the chandelier had fallen. There, a rainbow-maned Pegasus was smiling awkwardly as she rubbed the back of her neck with a hoof. "Oops. Concern it, Rainbow," Applejack snapped before turning back towards Fluttershy, who was now laying sprawled out on her back with a big goofy grin on her face. "Shy? You okay? Shy?" Applejack asked as she waved a hoof back and forth in front of the yellow Pegasus's vacant gaze, to no avail. "We lost her," Applejack concluded with a sigh. Ah, well, she'll be easier to carry this way. Woohoo! Let's do that again! The pink pony exclaimed, pumping a hoof in the air even as she and Rarity disentangled themselves from a pile of furniture. Rarity spat. Oh, for Celestia's sake, I'm filthy! She spent a few moments attempting to brush off the thin layer of dirt now stuck to her pure white coat before narrowing her eyes and glaring blades of death at the Pegasus sheepishly grinning above her. There will be a reckoning for this, Rainbow Dash. Rarity, sorry, really. Rainbow apologized for the genuinely pained look on her face. Calm down, girls, it was just an accident, Twilight said, walking forward, though I'd advise not playing around with anything else that might crush us to death. I just thought it'd make a good place for a nap, Rainbow explained. Twilight narrowed her eyes at Rainbow. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Please don't do the chicken thing again, ma'am. More importantly, Twilight continued, shifting her gaze back to those with their hooves on the ground, we need to get moving. We only have a few more hours before nightfall. Right, Applejack agreed. So, what was it exactly that the princess wanted us to look for again? Let's see, Twilight said as she used her magic to open one of her saddlebags and pull out a letter she had received that morning. Applejack had wanted to pay a visit to her aunt and Uncle Orange in Manhattan. A family reunion was coming up, and they had missed the last 3. When Rarity heard Applejack was making a trip to one of the greatest cultural centers in Equestria, she expressed her desire to come along as well. One thing led to another, and Applejack ended up inviting her 5 PFFs, plus Spike, on a week-long vacation in Manhattan. On their last day in the city, however, Spike received a letter from Princess Celestia. It read, To my faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. I trust you are enjoying Manhattan. I was there myself only last month. It's a truly wonderful city. I highly recommend you try to get your hooves on a tofu dog while you're there. They don't make them like they do in Manhattan anywhere else. In any case, I was wondering if you could perhaps run an errand for me while you're there. A squad of Wonderbolts passed over the woods to the southeast of the city, and one of the Pegasi spotted an unusual structure sticking out from between the treetops. He took a closer look and discovered that it was an elaborately constructed mansion located deep in the woods and overgrown with trees. Based on his description of the structure, I think we may be looking at a mostly intact building from pre-Equestrian medieval history. I would love to hire an expedition team to examine the site, but hesitate to do so until I get a better sense of what this mansion might be. Therefore, I was wondering if you'd mind taking a closer look at the structure itself in an attempt to ascertain who it might have belonged to and its historical relevance. If you could do so, I would be most grateful. The geographic coordinates of the mansion are enclosed. Please send a return letter with your intentions. Sincerely, your friend and mentor always, Celestia. Let me just take a moment to see how long I've been recording. I have 2 minutes left. Naturally, Twilight had relished the opportunity to uncover the history behind a hitherto unexplored ruin, and had little trouble convincing her friends to come along with her, though Fluttershy grew increasingly more apprehensive the deeper they got in the woods. Spike, on the other hand, was up a little too late the night before, and thus I'm sorry, I don't know that word. I'll Google it later. Thus something to go back to bed rather than accompany them. Twilight finished skimming the letter and placed it back in her bag. Right. Basically, our mission is to determine the identity of the ponies who lived in this mansion. In other words, we're looking for books, documents, portraits, anything that could shed some light on that. Got it? They all nodded their understanding. Right, Rarity. How about you stay with Fluttershy until she wakes up? The white unicorn pondered, raising a huff to her chin in mock thought. Search through layers of dust, or stay clean with Fluttershy. Twilight giggled. Pinky, you take the first floor hallway to the east. Okie dokie artichoke, the Pinky Pony answered with a smile. Applejack, you do the same for the west. Roger that, the Cow Pony answered, tipping her hat. Rainbow, you take the east side of the second floor. Yes, This is gonna be just like Daring Do in the Mummy's Mausoleum, the rainbow-maned Pegasus exclaimed, pumping a huff in excitement. I hope you're not expecting to run into any traps, Rainbow, Twilight.
Spoil sport, Rainbow said as she stuck out her tongue and began to fly away.
Sorry, I gotta make short videos, so I'm gonna have to end it here, guys. Subscribe if you want more, like if you enjoyed. My name is Metallic Minty Pony. Bye. I will put out part 2 soon.